Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. That's the distinguishing word. I love, I've been practicing this language, English language, for some 30 years, but obviously I have accent. And every time I say hello, people say, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm like, wow, where am I from? I'm from this cosmos, from this universe. I'm a living soul. I'm Californian. Yeah, that's right, Californian with this funny accent. Anyway, happy Tuesday, my beautiful souls out there who are hopefully shining and thriving. Today we are going to talk about something very important as we are talking about language and the meaning of words, and how we've been kind of a little bit played, but no longer. People are waking up. People are stepping into their proper standing, and they are having lots of fun. Oh, that's so fantastic for me to see. It's so great, people really stepping into their power. They are learning, they are studying, they are claiming their private property, they are coming into their proper standing, really to comprehend who I am, who are they, what is this definition, what is this name in all capital letters that looks like me, but it's not really me. That's a creation of something, of someone. And now we just have to learn how to properly utilize it, how to know our standing, stand on our square, right? And from that square, we don't move. And that way we can have a lot of fun. It's no fun when you do not have the knowledge, you don't have the proper standing, and you have a lot of confusion in the head. It's mainly fear-mongering. Guys, watch out for the fear-mongering. The fear-mongering, fear comes when you do not comprehend something, right? And you get very easily bamboozled, and you get very easily played. So very important knowing where you came from, who you are, what's your standing, what's your character, and who is everyone else. So this is why the proper, knowing of the law, what's the hierarchy of the law is so critical. And today we are going to talk about the important distinction between the man, which includes also the women, okay, so that's kind of all the inclusive, so the mankind, the people. Yeah, another thing, people is singular and plural. So when I say a people, it means one man or one living woman, okay? When we say people, that's plural, so this is not some incorrect English, broken English. I do like to make words though. Yes, I am an expert in making new words, and I enjoy it. And it's so funny that people just go along, they play along, and I love that. I love that they are such a great team players. So today I am hopping on because I receive so many messages. I receive, so many questions. And what I many times think that everyone really gets it now, they really don't. So keep sending the messages, things that you want to expand on, the things you want to talk about, because I will put it into my video schedules. So today we are going to talk who is taxpayer. Oh, that's such a favorite subject. Hey, Gloria, great to have you. So I'm just doing a little chit chat until we get more people on, making sure that we are live. This is live, which will be uploaded to my YouTube channel as well. So today we are going to talk about taxpayer, which is like such a hot topic. Like who is taxpayer versus who is the man. Before I get started, I also wanted to mention people. you need to really pay close attention, okay? When the establishment has like all these things going on, it's always about distractions. You have to really comprehend this. They always want you to look at here, right? So you don't see what's going on behind the closed doors. So everyone is just so hot and so rallied about what's going on now in Texas with our borders and all of that stuff, you know, which is fantastic. It is great. But people, you are not standing. You are not standing as people. You are still the 14th Amendment, U.S. citizens. You are acting as the persons, as the taxpayers, as the drivers, as the defendants, as all these definitions. And then all of you, which is literally free range persons on a tax farm, go and want to fight the something they are employees of. And I mean the federal corporation, the franchisee for each state. So here for us, it would be the state of California. So or state of Texas or wherever it's happening. So really the way how we protect our freedom and liberty is from enslaving from these corporations, vitiating all the adhesion agreements that we volunteered ourselves into because our lack of knowledge, because we didn't read, we didn't study, we didn't connect dots. And also that victimization. Oh, they didn't teach us. No one has any duty, any responsibility over you unless you claim that you are a minor. If you have that victim mentality, they didn't teach me, they didn't show me, they didn't do this, they, meaning that you are not in charge of your affairs, of your private affairs, of your business affairs. You are a minor, and when you are a minor, someone has to take care. Okay, this is the problem when people associate themselves with being the person, the driver, the taxpayer, the defendant, and all these definitions that the legal la-la land, the legalese created to bamboozle you. Okay, so this is what we will be talking about today. So on that matter of these distractions, be very, very aware. Where there is like this whole media is covering and everyone is covering something, it's done on a purpose to get people going so they are not looking elsewhere. What something important is, usually it's some kind of very important bill that they are passing, some very important act they are passing, because they don't want you to see. They don't want you to see, they don't want you to know. And remember, it's corporation. It's corporation that has only jurisdiction over what they created. And they created these corporate entities. And that's what we will be talking about today. So as everyone is focusing on here and there, all these carrots of distractions, we need to look at actually what's going on. We've been infiltrated long time ago. The domestic enemy is here. And when I say enemy, I mean it in a very loving way, because these people were also used. Oh yeah, go to a law school. Okay, Johnny, you become an attorney, become a lawyer. But most people don't realize that they actually pledged their energy and their soul to foreign agency, the bar, British Accreditation Registry. Okay, that's a foreign agency serving the crown. And that's what has infiltrated our country. So while everyone is worrying about all this, border issues, and I'm not saying that, we shouldn't be concerned, but I would be more concerned actually what's going on from the inside, from the inside job. So let's talk about the taxpayer, okay? So I'm taking my laptop again here, okay? And we will do a little reading, because do not believe me, do not believe me, okay? You need to make sure that Lenka is giving you only the right information. So make sure that you go online and you confirm what I will be reading to you in a moment here, okay? So we are looking for the definition of taxpayer. And remember, it's not just going to spell it all straight for you. So the red carpet is rolled out for you. I want you to know that this is like, look at this as the greatest puzzle you are putting together. You are collecting all these pieces, you are looking in all these different directions, and then you are building the puzzle together, okay? And it's not a small puzzle. It's pretty detailed little pieces that you need to find in many different locations so you can come into the final picture, okay? So we are looking for the definition of taxpayer, and we will go under 28 USC. Oops, my computer is acting a little bit funky today. Not sure what's going on. It must be one of those days. Okay, and we are looking under 26 USC 7701. That stands for Title 26, United States Code 7701. Okay, and remember, United States is a corporation, a federal corporation. We already know that. And that federal corporation had to create a federal corporate policies. Okay, so this is called the federal law. Okay, but it's really federal corporate policies. That's what it is, which only applies to anything that is under their jurisdiction, that is subject to. Remember, you can only create what you can only control what you've created, right? So they cannot control and have jurisdiction over something that they did not create. So this is why they created all these definitions. So let's look for the definition of a taxpayer. So if you keep scrolling on 26 USC 7701, and you go to section 14, you will find taxpayer. Taxpayer, okay, here we go. The term taxpayer means any person subject to any internal revenue tax, okay? And what it has highlighted the section taxpayer, okay? And when you click on it, it tells you that it means any person subject to any revenue tax. So it's basically telling you the same thing that the title says. And then when we go and we read more, we see that the person, the section person, is also highlighted, that you can put your cursor on it. And when I click on it, it will tell me, the term person shall be construed to mean and include an individual, a trust, a state, partnership, association, company, or corporation. Let's read that again. The term person shall be, which means is, okay, construed to mean and include an individual, a trust, a state, partnership, association, company, or corporation. So what does it tell us? That person is really a corporation or a state, association, or a company. And people will say, well, what about that individual? That first part, an individual. Well, if you start looking for all these other pieces of the puzzle, you will find out that individual is same term as person. So individual means person, and person means a state, corporation, company, a trust. Okay, very important. So that's what is meaning of a person. Okay, so now my question to you is, do they talk about people? Do they talk about men? Do they talk about women? No, they don't. Why? Because they did not create men or women. They only create corporations because they are a federal corporation. So federal corporation can only control what they've created. So they had to create a corporation, and they disguised it under the definition meaning person. Okay? So whenever you see person in any of these federal laws, which we know under the federal corporation called United States, is federal corporate codes. Okay, these are the corporate bylaws that the corporation is bound by, not the people. It's not for the people, it's for the corporation. Okay, so the corporation, in order to be able to speak to you, to address you, had to create a person. Okay, and so let's keep digging down. So then, actually, when you go into number 1 under the same code, it tells you a person. So it's from the very beginning. The term person shall be construed to mean and include an individual, trust, estate, partnership, association, company, or corporation. Corporation is highlighted. Let's click on that. The term corporation includes associations, joint stock companies, and insurance companies. So there we have it. We know now what corporation is. So when we scroll further down, and I would strongly recommend that you start really reading these definitions. So when you get some kind of correspondence, when you are looking at some law, code, statute, that you really know who they are talking to, who this is addressing, okay? Anywhere you need to look for definition of you, the people, man. Okay, where is it? Where is talking about people, man? You know where it is? And it has to be. It's in the California Governmental Code, which says that the people of this state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies that serve them. Sorry guys, I don't remember. It's California Governmental Code 100A, then 5490. I would have to look it up. I will make another video on that. But that's what it says, right? Because they have to make very clear distinction that they are not talking about people. They do not have subject. They don't have personal jurisdiction over the people and subject matter of jurisdiction. Anything that the people do, they can only control what they've created, which is the persons, the taxpayers, the drivers, the defendants, all those terms. So always look or question, well, where does it apply to me? Where does it talk about me, the woman, you, the man, the Californian, the one of the people? One of the people means we, the people. We've created, the courts. We've created the governments. We've created the constitutions. Okay, so you have to really comprehend the hierarchy of the law. You are the creator of all of that. You know, if you are one of the people, of course. So you have to know who you are and what your standing is. So these definitions are very, very good for some reading, some digging deep. So when we scroll down, let's look at here. Number 9, so we are still on 26 USC 7701, and section 9 speaks about United States, okay? The term United States, when used in geographical sense, includes only the states and the District of Columbia, okay? Then when we click on states, it says the term state shall be construed to include the District of Columbia, where such construction is necessary to carry out provisions of this title, okay? Now, this is kind of another clever way. When it says to include, it means that it's inclusive. So what is included, that's what it basically is part of this definition, and what is not, okay? So basically it means that the states are District of Columbia. And today I posted that United States is located in District of Columbia. And we know that all the states, state of California, state of Texas, state of Nevada, are corporations that are located under the, or operating under the federal corporations, all located in the District of Columbia, which is UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, Article 9, Section 307, Section H. And it's very funny because this is the location of the debtor, okay? So United States is the debtor, okay? That's who holds all the obligations and all that stuff. And so each state, okay, so state of California, state of Texas, state of Nebraska, state of New Jersey, they all have the same UCC codified for their state. So that's your local commercial code. For California, it's California Commercial Code. And for us, it is California Commercial Code 9307, Section H, where it clearly says that the United States is located in District of Columbia. Okay, and then all the states are basically the franchisees under the federal corporation. So we have that. We have another one, United States person. That's Section 30. So we are still on 26 USC 7701, and we go to Section 30, which defines. Okay, this one is really good. So Section 30 talks about United States person. The term United States person means A, citizen or resident of the United States. What does that mean? Citizen or resident of the United States. So we know that United States is a federal corporation pursuant to 28 USC 3002, paragraph 15, section A. So if you are a citizen or resident of the United States, it means that you are another corporation under the federal corporation, right? Because we just learned a moment ago that a person, the definition of person means trust, estate, corporation, company, okay? So basically what it says is citizen resident of the United States, okay, means that the corporation is found within the United States, a federal corporation. Domestic partnership, domestic corporation. Oh, domestic corporation, here we go. Any estate other than foreign estate, which the meaning of paragraph 331, and any trust, okay, if I, a court within the United States, is able to exercise primary supervision over the administration of the trust, and one or more United States persons have the authority to control all substantial decisions of the trust. So that's what we have for the United States person. So remember, whenever they say citizen or resident, it means citizen with a lower C is the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, okay? That's the creation of that corporation called United States, okay? In order for them to be able to communicate with you, they had to basically, it's literally a tricky way how to confuse and play on words. So small c is the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. Capital C is actually one of the people, but it becomes a little bit tricky when people start using it because it can be misunderstood, okay? So very important. Resident is a person, okay? So when we say someone is resident, it means resident within the United States, which is the federal territory of the federal corporation. Then we have Section 39, meaning definition of persons residing outside United States. This one is very interesting. So it's persons residing outside of the United States. What does it mean? So person is a corporation which is residing outside of the federal corporation. Okay, and so this is what they tell you. If any citizen with small c or resident of the United States does not reside in and is not found in any United States judicial district, such citizen or resident shall be treated as residing in the District of Columbia for purposes of any provision of this title relating to A, jurisdiction of courts, and B, enforcement of summons. Okay, so this becomes a little bit tricky on the mind. So what it says is, if any citizen or resident, which we mean now is the corporation, a state, a trust, because that all means the person of the United States, meaning the federal corporation, does not reside in any United States judicial district. This is all the District of Columbia, okay, and that federal overlay they put over all the states, okay, and the people. Such citizen or resident shall be treated as residing in the District of Columbia for purposes of any provisions, okay. So this is really, really very important you to comprehend that you cannot associate yourself in their language with that person, okay? You have a person, okay? You have a driver. You have a taxpayer, which is the all caps name. And that becomes all trust, okay? Because that's a trust. So there you need to know what cap you are wearing. Am I the authorized representative, the attorney in fact? Am I the acting as the beneficiary, which, you know, this was for your benefit. So you basically have this person, this corporation that was created on your behalf, but you are not that, because that's a creation of the mind. You know, how is the corporation going to like sign for things? How is the corporation going to walk into a courtroom? The corporation cannot, right? The corporation can have only authorized representative, attorney, in fact, that can represent that person, which is the corporation, the estate. And now it becomes all fact of equity, and that's for another discussion. So, my beautiful friends, hopefully it answered some of your questions so you can comprehend. And also I was going to mention, this is so critical, especially for all of you CPAs out there. You know, when you have all these people coming to you, and for you really not to comprehend what's really going on, that there are two entities. I had plenty of discussions with plenty of CPAs, and I feel like there needs to be so like major education going on, that we have the two entities. So who is really filing taxes, who is subject to the taxation, you know, and of course it's very confusing, but these codes and these definitions very clearly clarify what everything is, and you will find it in many other definitions, and there is a cross-reference, so you can always connect the dots. And it's about learning how to read. Many people come and say, yeah, Lenka, I read it. I read that act. Oh, Lenka, yes, I read that code. Yes, I'm familiar with this. And then they ask these questions, which really shows that they do not get it, that they do not comprehend it. And I really think that it's a matter of just practicing and listening to these things over and over and over again until you get it. Because remember, everyone who is trying to control knows the power of the mind, how powerful the subconscious is, how powerful fear-mongering is, how you can use fear to control people, how people are truly disconnected, right? That's why they live in that fear. That's why they do not have courage, because it can be scary. It can be scary, right? But this is why it's so beautiful that so many people are stepping in, stepping up, and they are reading, they are searching, they are connecting the dots. And when you connect all the dots, you will realize, oh my gosh, it's right in front of my eyes, right here, black and white. What is person? That, what is taxpayer? Taxpayer is the person. It's a corporation. It's a trust, right? Is that me? No. I am a living man. I'm a living woman. I am one of the people that basically created all of this, all these corporations and these governments and all these constitutions, right? So you have to literally learn how to climb the ladder. Yeah. Guys, we are climbing the ladder so we know where we stand. If you are one of the people, you are on the top of the ladder, straight down from your creator, God, the quantum hologram, the great divine, source, however you want to define it, okay? You got to know this. You got to know this. You got to read. You got to be able to really comprehend what you are reading, which takes a lot of quieting the mind, everything you've been taught, everything you've been made believe. And then you can bring in new information. And based on that new information now, you can stand up and you can stand in your complete and full power. And it becomes a lot of fun. It becomes a lot of fun because you are no longer afraid and you know your stuff. You know what you are talking about. And you also know what they are talking about. Okay, so you cannot be fooled. And one thing on a closing, in a closing here, I would like to say is be prepared that anyone you deal with they are kind of in the same boat. All right. So it's literally unlearning and relearning and tons of educating. So it takes patience. It takes patience. It takes over and over rehearsing, over and over talking about the same thing. Sometimes I really feel like broken record, but I do know that the record is not broken when I am asked all these questions after I've done all these videos and all these talks and we discussed it, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I've already said it. I've already said it maybe like not once, not twice. I probably said it like 10 times. But then I realized that it's really that, we have to recondition the subconscious. We have to kind of like it's the repetition, right? That's why in school, we have to go over it. The public schools, don't even get me started on that. But in schools, you have to read and you have to reread and you read it from a different angle and from different perspective. And then, you talk about it, right? And then there is a test at the end. The end is the test. And in the test, and why is there a test? Because the teacher, if he or she is a good teacher, that really know their stuff, they want you to be mastering it too, okay? And that's why there is a test. And let me tell you another thing about what I really found very interesting is that in Europe, I went through the European school system. In our testing, we didn't have options. When I came to America, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys have options that I can actually, pick my answer from? Wow. That's like major like score. All right. Because when you don't have options, when they don't give you the options, you have to actually critically think. Okay. You have to think and you have to write the answer. There are no options. You have to use your noggin and you have to actually write down what is the answer from everything that you studied. And I honestly think it's a really much better system when you force your students to really exercise their brain, to use their brain, not just what they've heard, what they think, this answer resonates with me. This looks good. This is right. Okay? No, we need to challenge. We need to challenge the brain. We need to expand the brain. We need to really feed the brain, right? And we do that through exercising it, through repetition, through writing it down. Like for me, I'm very visual. I love to write my stuff. And I use cursive. Oh, that was another thing, cursive. My gosh, why they don't want to teach the kids in school cursive anymore? Because all the sacred documents that have been, treasured for over all these generations are in cursive, okay? And anyway, guys, it's all connected. So this is of coming back into our power. It's coming into our talents. It's coming into the beauty of all these challenges we have in front of us and all these things we have to untangle ourselves from, which becomes really super exciting journey. So I'm sending much love. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I'm going to see you in the next video.